Hi guys, it's your boy, the Supreme Leader. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and also click the bell button of the subscription and share the channel. Share the channel. Today is Sunday and I'm having cold, a severe cold. So my nose is, like I have a running nose. Yes, I have a running nose. So you can hear that from my voice. First, it was my wife who had it, and then I think I picked it up from my wife. So I'm having a severe cold too as well. And I decided to come on because the family is not at home. So I decided to come on to talk to you guys a little bit about expectations. Before coming to Brazil, my expectations uh, about things that I was expecting when I get to Brazil. Uh, I will see, and then yeah, most of the things that I'm about to talk about this thing, and I think it's something that I haven't really talked about because a whole lot of people want to know, but I try not to talk about it even though in some of my video I do sometimes time like keeping a little bit and then out. But anyway, I am here today, and very soon I will also leave a link for you guys if you want to be part of this conversation too. We can also talk about it. I'll leave the link. Anyway, so my expectations when I was coming to Brazil, it wasn't that much, okay? My expectation when I was coming, it was just like any other ordinary Ghanaian or any other ordinary African, like the kind of mindset we had about Brazil. And, it wasn't a very good mindset, okay? It wasn't a good mindset. And the reason why I'm even doing this video because there is a channel that I do watch a lot. It is a Ghanaian channel, and this particular channel they do interviews. Like they bring people on and stuff like that. People from any other, like all part of the world, like they can any country at all. And they share their experiences and also talk about the country, the lifestyle in that country, and if it is good or it is bad. But most of the people who were on the interview, most of the Ghanaian people who were on the interview who were once living here in Brazil, and also some of them are still living here in Brazil. Okay, some of them are still living here in Brazil. But like I said, me, I don't really have any connection with any of my Ghanaian people that much. Like sometimes I'll come across some, we say hi, hello, and then everybody goes, like his or her way. I don't try to friend so much people, especially like people from my country specifically. I don't friend them at all. It's rare. It's rare. Like if you talk about acquaintances, like this person by face, maybe you see them, like around and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm talking about our expectations, like expectation, what people have in mind about Brazil. I personally, my expectation about Brazil, that is what I am, like sharing with people. But very soon I will also post, what do you call it? I will post a link if you want to join, then we can also talk about it. And I'll ask you also some few things. What were your expectations about Brazil since you are living here in Brazil? And also, you can also share with us what you were expecting before you relocated to Brazil. So, when I was coming to Brazil, that was 2011. Okay, that was 2011, and what I had in mind about Brazil was simply they didn't have jobs here. Like the lifestyle out here, it was all about ghetto life and maybe football and also what do you call it, favelas and stuff like that. So that was what I had in mind when I was coming to Brazil. Okay, so I wasn't expecting anything good or anything nice about Brazil. But yet, I said, no, I will just come because the idea wasn't for me to stay here in Brazil. It was for me to make my way throughout and then go to some place like Argentina. Some people come here specifically because they want to come and then stay for some short time and then they make their way up north to the United States, Canada, and if possible, they get a chance from here and then relocate to Europe and stuff like that. So for me, when I was coming, my expectation about Brazil wasn't that good. Okay, it wasn't that good at all. And when I was coming, the friend of mine who introduced me to, like to Brazil, like telling me I should just come to Brazil, and if I come to Brazil, there is a possibility for me to even stay here, and I will maybe change my mind that I won't move from Brazil to Argentina because, like I said, my idea of coming to Brazil it wasn't about going to the United States or Canada or something. My idea of coming to Brazil was to come to Brazil and then make it out from Brazil to Argentina. So my focus was all about getting myself to Argentina without any, like idea of I want to live in Brazil and stuff like that. So because the kind of expectations that I had about Brazil was very bad expectations, like favela, no jobs, like people playing football everywhere and all that. So that was my expectation. But when I got to Brazil, and that was when I found out that the thing it wasn't all about favelas, it wasn't all about football, but it was rather about a whole lot of things. So it was more than I expected. In fact, my coming to Brazil, when I got to Brazil, it was more than I expected. You understand? Because, like I said, I've been to so many countries. I've been to many countries in Europe. I've been to South of Africa, most of the African countries too as well. And when I got here, it was a very big shock and also a very big surprise to me what I found out here and the kind of lifestyle we have, like Brazilian people have out here. When I got to Sao Paulo, it was like I was I wasn't in Brazil. Like so like I was asking myself, is that the Brazil people do talk about? Like they say favelas and stuff like that, but I didn't see any favela. And besides that, I see a whole lot of people, like nice people, working people, like people are going to work, transportation are very clean out here and all that. Like I was so shocked with what I saw here in Brazil. So I decided then I am going to simply stay in Brazil. You understand? So I didn't even expect that, like the small, you know, like let me just say this: the wages here in Brazil are not good, are not perfect, but like the wages. Talking about the salaries out here, most people really don't really like this kind of salary because they are looking at when you travel out, when you come to a developed country, You have to be looking at $1,000, 3,000, $2,000 a month and stuff like that. But here in Brazil, it wasn't like that. Okay, it wasn't like that. It's like you have to expect maybe making $300 or sometimes even $250 a month. Like you have to be looking at those figures. When I got here, okay, when I got here, but today all this is a bit different. You understand? So um, the whole thing was it was more than I expected. It was simply more than I expected. And when I even got here, I started working and making small amount of money. I didn't think, like, oh, okay, with this kind of money, I can really do something out of this money because I wasn't making that much. I was making like maybe, like I was making like 300 reals, 250 reals. So you can just imagine. But that was in 2011. That was the time. I was making this kind of a money, and I thought it wasn't enough, but yet the life here was okay. Like food wasn't problem, going to hospital wasn't problem because I remember when I first got here, I got sick for like, I think three weeks. I was sick when I got here. I got sick for like a period of 3 weeks, getting to a month. Yes. So you can imagine when I got sick, I was admitted at the government hospital, and even then, I didn't have what do you call it, guys? Hold on a second. Yeah, so I had to go and check something out in the bathroom. I think something fell down. So, like I said, I was making like 250 reals, 300 reals at that time. Okay, let me just convert it to dollars so that you guys can have an idea of what I'm talking about. Reals to dollars. Okay, reals to dollars. I'm going to convert it and then I'll share the screen too with you guys so that you guys might have idea of what I am really talking about because a whole lot of people don't get it. Let me see. All right, so I am on that page now. So imagine you are making $250 at that time. That was sorry, 250 reals at that time because at that time it was like $1. $1 like was like 1 reals. Yeah, it was like 1 reals 10 centavos. So it was just like it was the same. It was like $1 1 real at that time. The time I go here. So I was making around 250 reals, sometimes 300 reals, and if possible 400. You understand at that time. So let me just say it was equivalent to to the US dollars. At that time, it was like me making, it's not like today that is 250 reals, then is about $48. But at that time, it was just like, it was very close. So let me just say, at that time, 250 reals will give you like $230 or $235 at that time. You understand? So it was something that I was making at that time. I wasn't making that much at that time, but it was okay because food food here is very very cheap. You understand? Like food here in Brazil is very very cheap, and when you are working for a company, most of the companies they will give you food. You understand? Like you get a food cart and stuff like that. You understand? Even like majority of the companies which maybe don't give food cart will probably serve you food when you are at work. You understand? Like they like food here in Brazil is one of the cheapest things. So like I always say in my video, when you are here and you are even sitting on the street and then you look at some kind of way, somebody will just come and then ask you if you have eaten, and then they will just give you food and stuff like that. So when I got here, my first year, the first week I got sick and I was admitted at the hospital, and I was at the hospital for 3 weeks. Okay. And this hospital for 3 weeks, I didn't pay a dime. Like I didn't pay anything. Like let me just say nothing, nothing. I was treated for free. I was given food for free. The hospital bed was for free. And at that time, I wasn't documented. Like I didn't have any document. It was just a regular, what do you call it? A visa. You understand? Like because I came in with a 6 months tourist visa. You understand? At that time, so the time that I was admitted at the hospital, I didn't have what do you call it? I didn't have any documents to like to prove that I live in Brazil or I live in the country or I the only document I had was my passport and then the visa that I had in my passport. And funny enough, it was for free. You understand? The hospital I was treated for, I was there for getting to 3 weeks, like let me just say a period of a month, admitted at a hospital, and I didn't pay a dime. So I was there and I was thinking, like, so imagine if I was sick in my own country, because I come from Ghana, okay? I come from Ghana. And in Ghana, hospitals are not for free. Even government hospitals in Ghana is not for free. You understand? Like I said, government hospital in Ghana is not what? It's not for free. So you can just imagine me being sick in Ghana. It was you have to have money to go to hospital to buy drugs, and even when you have the money and you go to the hospital, they won't treat you right, and also they will even prescribe. They will prescribe fake drugs. They will, like they will tell you to go to one particular pharmacy that they know. You understand? So I was amazed with all these things that were happening to me here in Brazil when I first got here. So I was like, why should I even continue to Argentina? So some of the things, some of the reason why I decided. So these are some of the reasons why I decided to stay in Brazil. I decided not to go to Argentina anymore because looking at the Brazilian people, they are very nice people, they are very lovely people, they are very welcoming, they are very supportive, they are helpful. When you are lost in town and you are walking and you meet somebody and you want help, the person will totally ignore what they are doing and then they will pay attention to you to help you. Like when I got here, because I've been to so many countries. I was in Italy, it wasn't like that. I was in what do you call it? Finland, it wasn't like that. I was in so many countries, it wasn't like that. So when I got here, I was experiencing all these kind of things. So I was like, oh, okay, then it is something very reasonable. It was something very reasonable. So because of that, I decided I wasn't going anywhere again. I was going to stay here in Brazil. So I started from zero. I started everything from zero here in Brazil. And first, what I did in the beginning, I first went for a refugee status, and then from the refugee status, I started picking up the language bit by bit. I started, like looking for job after I got the working permit. Because when you come here and then you seek for refugee status, automatically they give you the chance for you to work. They'll give you a working permit so that you can start working, like look for jobs and stuff like that. And another thing that even made me stay here in Brazil without thinking about going to any other place than staying here in Brazil was, you know, here you won't have any problem with immigration or police or stuff like if you don't even have document, you are not documented, you don't have any of this kind of problem. So it was a place where I realized I could do more, and with time I can even like become a better person here and stuff like that. So when I had my working permit, the first job I started was working at a construction field. Okay, I started working at a construction field, and it wasn't so bad at all. You understand? And I didn't when I got here, I didn't get anybody. Okay, like I didn't have anybody to help me with let me just say with a process of looking for documents or going to a place where like somebody can help you to get a job and all that. When I got here, I didn't get all of this because majority of the people who come here, most of them they get help. People help them, like with language translation because here they speak Portuguese. Here they speak Portuguese. Majority of the people they don't speak English. You understand? But the good thing about here, like I said, is when you need help from the locals, they are very very helpful. Like they will help you. They will waste their time and then spend time with you just to help you. You understand? So so when I got here, I was just like this like like these people are very nice. So therefore if I should start something here, even if I don't know how to do it, and I ask the people, they can help me and all that. So I decided, okay, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going to Argentina. I'll stay here. So I started working at the construction field. So from the construction field, I learned how to speak the Portuguese language at the construction field. But let me remind you one thing. Here, when you come here, it's very, very important, like very, very important for you to learn the language. You understand? The language plays a very big role out here. So you just have to learn how to, like how to speak the Portuguese language because the Portuguese language is very, very, very helpful if you live here. It makes things much more easier for you so that you can also, like you know start something for yourself. You understand? So through the construction job, I learned how to speak the language. It wasn't tough for me because I would say individually it depends on you. Some people it's very difficult for them to learn new languages, but for some of us it is not difficult. It's very easy and very fast for us to learn other languages. You understand? So for me, I took the chance to to learn the language when I was working at a construction field because, like I said, here most of the people they don't speak English. They don't what? They don't speak English. So when you come here, you have no option than to do what? Than to simply learn the Portuguese language. So I was simply working at a construction. I think I have some pictures, that I took when I was working at a construction field, and the time I got here too as well. I think that the very day I went to look for a job too, I think I have a picture of it. And when I got here, when I got sick too as well, I think I have some pictures here. Let me see if I can share the pictures with you guys. So I'm going to share some of these pictures with you guys when I got here. Let me share the entire screen so that you guys can see what I'm talking about, because I like to I like to talk with proof. So this was it. This was some of my this was some of my video my pictures when I got here. So this was when I got sick. You understand? I was admitted at the hospital, and this is one of the one of the photos. It's not even clear. Yeah, I was using some old phone like that. I think it was Nokia phone or something like that. Yeah, it was a Nokia phone. So this was when I was at the hospital. So when you are at the hospital, you get this uniform when you are being admitted at the hospital. It's for free, okay? They give you uniform so that you can be recognized as a patient at the hospital. So some of the food, this is it. You get some food, and funny enough, they get to you get to be asked. Okay, you get to be asked the kind of food you want, and like they ask you, they ask you, are you a vegetarian? Do you eat meat? What? So I said I don't eat pork. Okay, I told them I don't eat pork. So whenever my food it comes like this. But it's not always like this because sometimes they change it. This one was a chicken. Sometimes they bring eggs. Sometimes they bring beef, cow meat, and sometimes they bring fish to us as well because they put it in what do you call it? Because there are people who come like nutritionists. Nutritionists, when they come, they ask you, the patient, what you eat and the things that you don't eat. It's for free. You understand? Like it's all for free. So you can tell the change. The time I got here and now, you can see the change. You can see the change. I have changed a lot. So like I said, when you come here, a whole lot of things are for free. So this is it. That's my picture when I was here. I was working at a construction field. Okay. I think I have some other photos too that I took when I was this this was the very this was the very first day I went to look for the job. Okay. In this picture, I went to the construction field looking like this, and I went there and I said I was looking for a job. And I didn't even know how to speak Portuguese when I got there. Okay, so like I'm taking you guys through a deep, like a deep side of my story when I go here. Okay, something that I haven't gotten time to talk about with you guys. So this is it. So in this photo, I was it was my first time going to look for a job. I wasn't speaking Portuguese, I was speaking only English. So this particular picture that I took, it was one guy who I asked because he was working as a amazing, like it was, and I realized he speaks, a bit broken English and stuff like that. And I told him to help me out and then, snap me this picture and all that because I want to keep them because I like taking pictures. I have a lot of pictures. Like I have a millions of pictures. Pictures like I love pictures. When you follow my Instagram, you see that I post a lot of videos and pictures on my Instagram. And let me just say, now I have stopped posting because my time is limited. I don't even get time to, like I hardly get time for myself. Understand? But I will start posting. It will take time. So in this particular picture, it was my first time going to look for a job. Okay. So here I had the job. I started working as a construction laborer. I was just a helper. Okay, what we do is we clean, we sweep, like when they bring supplies, we offload the supplies, Like it was the kind of job I was doing because I wasn't I wasn't any professional in anything. And one thing about here, when you come here and you are looking for a job, there is no discrimination. Okay, provided you can do the job, they'll give you the job. And another thing about Brazil is when you come to Brazil and you are even a handicap, listen to me, and you are even a handicap and you go looking for a job, you'll be the first step, you'll be the first person to get a job when you are an handicap. You understand? So, so this was my journey, like my journey and stuff like that. So this is it. I took this picture in one of the construction sites. I like this picture. It was we were in a rainy season then when I took this picture because I was in a construction field and I decided to simply take this photo. And I have some other pictures too as well, the same from the construction field too as well. You understand? So I have a long story to tell you guys. And I decided to stay here in Brazil, like I started to stay here. Yeah, so the public health care in Brazil is fantastic. Okay, it is fantastic. It's fantastic. Like let me just say, compare. Listen, I'm just telling you, compared to compared to where I come from. Okay, compared to where I come from, healthcare is not free. I come from the west of Africa, specifically Ghana. Healthcare is not free. Like recently, you see that I did a video talking about what happened to my sister. You understand? If my sister she were to be living here in Brazil, she wouldn't even have died because in her case she had a breast cancer. You understand? And we had to spend a whole lot of money. And then at the long run, they look at our faces and then they told us they couldn't do anything. And the level of whatever the thing is, they cannot treat it in Ghana. So I have to look for a way to fly her out of Ghana. And it was too late. I couldn't do anything about it. You understand? So that alone will tell you the kind of health system we have, healthcare system we have in Ghana. Because in Ghana, nothing is for free. You understand? Nothing is what for free. If you don't have money, you will die. You understand? So in my case, when I got here, I got sick. I was having a severe malaria that I brought from Ghana to here, and I was treated. Because when I was in Ghana, I used to be sick. Every year I get sick. Like, every year I do get sick, like one or two times malaria. But ever since I got here, after the first treatment, I never had malaria again. You understand? So let me just say this. Ghana, specifically West Africa, where I come from, we don't have system. We don't have system. People are suffering over there. You understand? Like people are suffering severely. They don't have most of the people don't even have what to eat. You understand? Like 3 square meal in Ghana is a very big problem. You understand what I'm saying? And the law doesn't favor anybody. It only favors people who have money. If you have money, it will favor you a little bit, but the system doesn't favor anybody. You have to have your own money. You understand? It's not like here in Brazil where they have job agencies. Like you can just walk into any job agency and then tell them you need job. So they will just take your information and then they will call you. They will call you that there is job. So you should come and take the job. You understand? Or if they don't call you, you go there, they'll just tell you, oh, they didn't have your contact properly. They'll just give you the job to do. But in my case, I was a crazy guy already when I got here. So for me to go around looking for jobs, it was easier for me to do that. You understand? It was easier. I was able to do that so easy. You understand? Because I was a talkative and I like to talk to people even when I don't know them. So I was able to get my job very easy without any job agency. But even you who don't speak English when you come, sorry, when even you who don't speak Portuguese, when you come here for you to get a job, it's very easy. It's not any difficult thing. All right, so now let's look at the reason why a whole lot of people, when they come here, they leave to the United States. They like to take that journey to the United States. Handcrafting. Here you can get any job. Oh. Here you can get any job, like any profession. When you come here for you to get a job is it's not difficult. You understand? You just have to know how to do it. If you know how to do it, you get a job. You understand? So if you have any skills and you feel like okay, you want to try Brazil, you can try it out. It's quick. When you get here, you even maybe there are you have some other skills, some hidden skills. So you will even finally get to like explore the kind of skills you have and stuff like that. So yeah, it doesn't matter what kind of profession you have. When you come here, there is always available space for anybody who has something to offer. You understand? You want to work as a non unskilled migrant. There is a lot of jobs for unskilled migrants. If you are here, you want to do, you can do it. You understand? And if you are a skilled migrant, to when you come, you can still do whatever you are doing. You understand? So there is no something like, okay, I am doing this. Is it possible when I come to Brazil, will I be able to do it? Of course you can do it. You understand? You just have to get connected to the right people. You understand? Like talk to the country people, talk to the locals, let them know what you know how to do. In a second, somebody will link you up to something good. You understand what I'm saying? Look at where I started. You understand? I started from what do you call it? From being a construction laborer. A construction laborer. I started from there, and now I'm working for a political party for the past 8 years. I've been working for a political party, and I work remote. Okay, I work remote. I don't go to any office to work. I've been working remote ever since the beginning of the pandemic. I've been working from home. So I work like remotely. So basically, now I can travel around and then be working. You understand? But now I have family. So I don't have that interest of traveling around and then be working. I could have been traveling around doing the YouTube videos and then be working at the same time. But because of I have family, so I cannot simply do things like like a single person. You understand? I have to think about my family. I have to plan with them properly so that we can do whatever we want to do. So I was about to say something that I just forgotten. Eh, a whole lot of migrants who come here, like people who come here, yeah, handicapped. Even when you are handicapped, yeah, if you are somebody who cannot walk or you are a disabled person, you can still get a job. It doesn't matter at all. Everybody gets job when you come here, and those people are even people who can easily get job. Like so quick. They can even get a job. They don't do anything. They will get paid. You understand? And those people can be also retired. They can get retirement easier and quicker. As soon as they are documented, they can go for a doctor report and then put in, and then they will be retired. That's it. So there is a whole lot of benefits and advantages living here in Brazil. For me, I will say uh, I love living here. I think for me it's the best. I don't know about you. Individually, we have our opinions about relocation and also where we want to live. Individually, everybody has his own opinion. All right. So what I can tell you about the people who come here and want to move from here to the United States of America or Canada, or if possible, relocate to Europe to, like I said, each and every single person who comes here has something different in mind. There are people who don't want to take that risk. You understand? And for me, I choose Brazil. A million times I would choose Brazil. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, most of these people who take that journey to the United States and Canada, it is their choices, the choices that they make. Because I hear some people say, the salary is very bad out here, so that is why people don't stay here and then they move to the United States. That one is not something that is lie about the salary. The salary is not good, but if you compare living here to living in the United States, there is a big difference. I have never lived in the United States before, but I've lived in many European countries that, compared to the lifestyle we have here, is far, far, far better. Here, you get to, like, have friends, move around, eat very well, explore, like a whole lot of good benefits for you too as well, compared to people who want to migrate to the United States. Because there are a whole lot of people who simply migrate to the United States from here. There are people who majority have no idea about what they are going to be facing over there. You understand? I personally know a whole lot of people who are living in the United States today, but they're not doing well. They don't even have documents. They live there for a very long time. And there are people too I know who recently got there. They are documented, they have money, they are doing well for themselves, and they are taking good care of their families. You understand? So I always say this, individually, we all have our opinions, we have whatever we have in mind. You understand? But me, I'll always choose Brazil over all these kind of places, United States and stuff like that. I'll always choose Brazil over those places, regardless of the kind of salary we have out here. Even though the salaries out here are not that good, you understand? But if you are a focused person, you can make something better here in Brazil than going to the United States. Because the United States, when you go there, you are not going to sleep and make any salary, but you wake up and go to job. You go to work. You are going to work. Like, I know a whole lot of people who do two, three jobs over there. You understand? And at the end of the day, they make the money, they pay rent, they pay bills and stuff like that, and then they end up with small money in their pockets. You understand what I'm saying? And here too, like I said, the salaries are not that good, but there are a whole lot of us who are doing very well. We don't have any problem at all, even though our salaries are not good, but we live very good. We eat good, we sleep good. You understand? We go out having good time. You understand? Somebody is asking for how long asylum seekers get accepted. Like I said, here things have changed. Before, when I got here, uh, every 2 3 years they do some, like shuffling and stuff like that, and then they'll give people documents like amnesty. You understand what I'm saying? But now all these things has changed. You understand? All these things has changed because a whole lot of people come when they get documents, then they'll leave, abandon the document, and then they'll move to the United States. So because of that, Brazil too has changed its laws. You understand? They don't give documents like they used to anymore. You understand? Even though they give, but they don't give it like they used to, because it was one of the easiest place for you to migrate and be, like, get your documents, like, you are going to be in the system so easily. You understand? But now things are different, because when the World Cup time, the past World Cup, not this very World Cup, not this recent one. the World Cup, the Brazil World Cup, that time. When people came, they accepted people and then they give them documents, they give them residency. Those people seek asylum, they were given residency, they were helped and stuff like that. But at the long run, they all, I won't say all, because there are some people who still live here, but majority out of 100, like 90, 98% of those people, they left Brazil to the United States. Some of them are living in Canada. Some of them are even living in Europe now. That's what I'm saying. You understand? So they abandoned the document. If most of them took credit cards, you know, they took money, they took advantage of the system. Let me just say, they took advantage of the system and then they left everything. You understand? So because of that, things are a bit different now. When you come as a refugee seeker, you can seek asylum, but there is no guarantee for you to get any document anytime soon. That one there, I'll just tell you. You understand? You know me, I don't hide stuff. When it's real, I'll tell you the real thing. But the things about here is here, life is just wonderful compared to these places that people always want to run to. You understand? So, yeah, it is what it is. And decision that people take to make their journey to the United States of America, it is individual reasons. You understand what I'm saying? Because, like I said, I bought my first apartment here. I wasn't making a good salary. I was making a very small salary. You understand? I was making a minimum wage, like minimum wage. When I bought my first apartment here in Brazil, I was making a minimum wage. Yes, I live in Brasilia. I live in Brasilia. I live in Brasilia. You understand? So I wasn't making so much money when I bought my first apartment. I was making a minimum wage and I was able to carry myself well and I was able to buy a very small apartment. It was a studio apartment, but it was mine. You understand? I was able to buy it, and with time, I was able to buy and acquire other properties. You understand what I'm saying? So I can always say this from my own experience. You understand? Even when you are making a minimum wage and you have a goal, you can still achieve your goal. You understand? There are a whole lot of people who move from here to the United States and they don't own anything to date. You understand? They live in rented apartments and they are still struggling from hand to mouth. They do three jobs, four jobs, two jobs, and all that. They are not living good. You understand? So, like I said, it is individual choices. Some people will say, "Ah, no, here the salaries are very bad. I have a very big family to take care of, so I cannot live here and then be taking that small amount of money." You understand? That one is up to you. It's your own problem. Yes, my first studio apartment, I bought it in full. I bought it in full. I paid 70,000 reals. 70,000 reals. You understand? That was, guys, I have a bad running nose here. My first apartment, I bought it 70,000 reals. At that time, the reason why I bought that apartment, when when I left my first marriage, okay, when I left my first marriage, I divorced my first marriage. I had some money with me because I saved enough. You understand? Because I was married then, okay? And I wasn't making so much money, but I was able to do what? To save more. And one thing about this country, every year you have holidays. And the holidays, when they are giving you holidays, they pay you for the holiday. You understand? They pay you for the holiday and they give you some extra cash apart from your own salary. So let me just say you make three times the salary that you make. You understand? Like every year, at the end of the year, you make three times the salary. So we should assume you are making 2,000 reals every month. Okay. And at the end of the year, or if you decide you are going for holidays, you are taking like for holidays, you make like 6,000 reals. So it means you make three times your regular salary. You understand what I'm saying? So I was able to save enough money. First, I rented the place, and then second, I asked the owner of the apartment that is he selling the apartment, and he told me yes, he's selling the apartment, but if I will buy, he will sell it to me. And I told him, I want to buy the apartment, but first, I want to live inside the apartment for some period of time. But I was paying, okay? I was paying for that period of time that I was living in the apartment. It was a studio apartment. So I was living in the apartment. We signed a 6 months contract, okay? 6 months contract. So I was living there for 6 months, and then I was able to, like negotiate with him, and then I pay him cash. I pay him what? Cash. I didn't divide anything. I could have get a loan and then pay for it. But I didn't apply for any loan. I had the money, so I paid for the apartment without any problem at all. So like I said, I bought my first apartment. I was making small money. It was a studio apartment. Okay, I was making a minimum wage. You understand? So after that, my second property, I was making enough money already. When I when I bought my second property, I was making a very good money. Like here, that kind of money was considered just okay. You understand? For people who are making that kind of money, they were considered people who are, like how do I put this kind of people? I forgot. There is some name for them. So like they are just regular, like let me is it second class? I don't know. There is some ranges that they range people. Okay, so yeah, when you make that kind of money that I make, you are considered to be that kind of person. You understand? So, like I said, I had a different focus. I said, I'm not going to the United States. I'm not doing any bizarre journey to anywhere. Okay, I will focus here and then use the opportunities and the advantages here to build up myself. It will take time, but I am still doing it. So it's not something that is, like easy. But then with time, when you have the focus, you can do it. So yeah, that is me. So when people decide they want to go to the United States from here, is their own cup of tea. I won't. You understand? I won't because uh, English. When you go to the United States, people speak better English than you. People, when you are a technician or you are whatever, you are engineer, people are better engineers than you. So for you to get those kind of jobs, it is not easy. You understand what I'm saying? So sometimes when you are smart, you think about all these things. You analyze a whole lot of things before you take any steps. You understand what I'm saying? So, for example, you are a graphic designer or you are a photoshopper, whatever you are, and you decide, okay, I'm going to United States to look for a job over there. When you get there, people are better than you. So for you to get a job, you end up maybe doing some other odd jobs. Doing odd jobs is not bad. Doing odd jobs is not bad, but Are you going to continue doing odd jobs for the rest of your life? That is the question. You understand? Are you going to continue working at a construction? Are you going to continue washing dishes in those restaurants? Are you going to continue, like doing all sorts of odd jobs like that? It doesn't work like that. You have to use your head. So there are some places like United States, like England, like those big countries that people have in mind. Those places, when you are going, you have to know yourself before you make any step. You understand what I'm saying? Because maybe the kind of opportunities you have in countries like Brazil, Argentina, Ecuador, Chile, and all that, the kind of opportunities you will get here, you won't get those opportunities when you are in the United States, or you are in Canada, or you are in the Great Britain, or you are in the Schengen area. You understand what I'm saying? Because you might be having a very good profession, but when you get there, people are better than you. So basically, you end up doing odd jobs. You understand what I'm saying? So each one for himself, God for us all. I'm going to share the link. If you want to join me, you can join. But I'm going to share this link and then wait for at least 5 minutes. I'll wait for 5 minutes. If no one gets in, then I will simply uh, 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 drop this call. So whilst I wait for anybody who wants to join this conversation and share with us their experience where they are, because when you call me or you come in, I'm first going to ask you where you are talking from, and then from there I'll start asking you question about where you live, what you think, and yes. So yeah, so it is what it is. I am here with you guys, and this is my story. And this is how I got here in Brazil. Okay, this is how I got here in Brazil. And let me just say this: Brazil is a wonderful place to live. It is so fun to live here, even though I have been to a whole lot of places around the world. These are some of my short videos that I post that I posted on YouTube. I have a lot of short videos that I did. This video here, this one here, I did it in France. I went to France and I did this video in France. Okay, so I do post short videos too as well, but I'm not so active with these short videos here on YouTube. Okay, so I have a lot of videos. Most definitely, I will be posting most of these videos soon. Okay, so this is a video that I did when I was in Paris. Okay, and when I went there, It was during the winter. Okay, and this one here, this video here, I did it when I was in Portugal. Okay, let me see anybody there. Yeah, so this video, I did this video when I was in Portugal, and it is an amazing video. Amazing, it is an amazing place to be. In Europe, in let me just say in the Schengen area. Okay, in the Schengen area, I will always choose Portugal over any other place because Portugal is amazing place. It's very cheap. It is nice. It is lovely in Portugal, and the people are wonderful people in Portugal too as well. So this video, I did it in Lisbon, the capital of Portugal. Okay, when I visited Portugal, at that time I wasn't a YouTuber. At that time I wasn't a YouTuber. Okay, when I went to those places, I wasn't a YouTuber. And this video here, I did it in London. When I visited London, I did it in London, and I have a lot of videos that I did when I traveled. But by then, I didn't think about becoming a YouTuber. Okay, I didn't think about becoming a YouTuber. So uh, I didn't do any videos to share with you guys apart from these short videos that I did. So this one was when I was in London. I did this video. We went to a place called Piccadilly Square or whatever its name is. And this one here, I did it at my office when we had some. I like doing videos when I'm at office, okay, because I work remotely. But sometimes we do have some meetings, so I like to go there and then like do some videos too as well when I'm there because I have a cameraman who does these things for me when I'm at work because they like to post. They have social media page and they post and stuff like that. So when I'm at work, I like to post these videos. Okay, I like them. I do a lot of videos when I'm at work. I have a lot of interesting videos. Okay, yeah. So let me see another one. This one too was at work. I closed and I was going home and I did this particular video too as well. I like posting videos. I like posting short videos. And yeah, it is what it is. And I hope you guys are enjoying it. Anybody who wants to join me, the link is right there at the at the comment section. You can click it and you can join me. And this is our parking spot. So I left my car there and I went there to just park. And this video here, it was in London. It was in Buckingham Palace. I was I did this video when I was in London too as well. And this one was in Buckingham Palace. We were living in a place, called Victoria. Victoria. Yeah, we were living there when when I went there. I was living in Victoria. So yeah, it is nice, guys. It is nice to travel around. Okay, it is nice to travel around to spend time. But me, I love Brazil. Okay, yeah. So this is some part of me. I have a lot of videos, even on my Instagram. A whole lot of people who follow me can tell you. Let me see. Let me see. Good evening, bro. How are you doing today? More blessings. Thank you so much. More blessings to you too as well. What's your occupation? I'm a political scientist. That's my occupation out here. I'm a political scientist. Okay. For you people who want to know what I do, I'm a political scientist and I work for a political party for the past 8 years. Okay. So that's what I do here. And who knows, maybe in the nearby future, I will open some other things. And then, because I love doing businesses too as well. But for some time now, I haven't do any business. Like I haven't venture any business at all for some time now. So most definitely, maybe in the nearby future, I will most definitely, I will most definitely maybe open something or start some business. You understand? I will most definitely start some business. So if you want to see my Instagram page too, let me share the Instagram page. For those of you who want to follow me on Instagram too, you can always follow me on Instagram. This is my Instagram page, okay? This is what? This is my Instagram page. So for those of you who want to follow me on Instagram, this is my Instagram page. This is my Instagram page. On my Instagram page, I have a lot of interesting videos on my Instagram page that I normally do. So Yeah, if you come, you see most of my videos on Instagram. Okay, and I might be posting those videos too on YouTube very soon because I have a lot of videos and pictures that I haven't posted it yet. But most definitely, I will post most of these videos that I have on Instagram. I'll post it on YouTube. So in the beginning, when I started doing these videos on YouTube, I used to interview more ladies from Brazil. Okay, I used to interview more ladies. So most of these ladies, I don't even know them. I just meet them. We just like talk about it, and then we meet up to make videos. You understand? But I will most definitely start a content on this particular type of video that I used to do. When you go through my YouTube channel, you see a lot of my interviews. I think I have a playlist for it. Yeah, I think I have a lot of playlists for it. But it's just that I do post a whole lot of videos on what do you call it on Instagram than short videos. I mean short videos. I mean, and yeah. So this is my page on what do you call it? This is my page on Instagram. Okay, for you people who want to follow me on Instagram, this is my page on Instagram. I have a lot of amazing pictures and amazing photos on Instagram. Okay, so you can check me out. The name on Instagram is From Africa to South America. Yes, from Africa to South America. So most definitely, I'll start bringing you guys some of the old content uh, that I used to do. Okay, because I have a lot of old content. No, I have a whole lot of uh, females that I want to bring on this channel. Interview them and stuff like that. But I'll start making time so that I can get in touch with these females, and we can simply do some content together. Yes, all these videos that you are seeing, I did with these female friends that I just met them and then we talk. Sometimes when I go to the park, I see them, we talk. Sometimes I go to some shops that I want to talk to, like buy something, I talk to them, then I do videos with them too as well. And yeah, this one here is just my wife, okay? She was pregnant at that time. So yes. Yeah, so some people always ask me questions about how I do get in touch with females and stuff like that. I haven't do any videos about it to tell people on how to get in touch with females out here and stuff like that. I don't want to do it because the pressure becomes too much. A whole lot of people, send you messages. They need you to give them some guidelines and stuff like that. I'm not interested in those things yet. But even if I should start, I'll start charging for those kind of consultation and for me to help you to get in touch with a lady here in Brazil. You want to marry here in Brazil. You want to find a wife here in Brazil. Yes. So yeah, if you come to my Instagram page, you most definitely see more interesting videos of me and most of the females that I did videos with. Okay, I have interesting videos, but I'll most definitely post these contents too on my Instagram. Sorry, on my YouTube channel too as well because I know people wanna watch this kind of things too as well. Yes. So guys, if you don't have anything to ask me or talk to me about, I am simply going to finish up and then yeah, let me check if there are some comments too as well. Yeah, so guys, I'll see you guys in my next video. I love you guys. Don't forget to subscribe and share the channel too as well. So then